All right, we are on to another build. This is going to be a 36 by 48 garage. So this is just going to be a guy's kind of a man cave, place for him to work on stuff, ATVs, UTVs, snowmobiles. We're going to be doing this one on a foundation wall. As you can see, there's going to be like a 6-inch curb. What I mean by that is the concrete is going to come up 6 inches below the wall. A little bit of a snowfall last night. More of an ice snow. Got our materials here, lumber, got our trusses dropped, post, brackets. Not a whole lot of room on this site, as you can see, so we're gonna have to kind of coordinate getting everything unloaded. Okay, so this is 12 foot tall. There's gonna be a 2-foot overhang. We got an 8 by 8 door here, a 10 by 10 door here, and we got a walk door on this end and then a walk door in the back corner. What we're actually going to be doing on this job is we're going to be doing the exterior, and then we're going to be putting a black ceiling. What do you know, we're doing another black ceiling. I think that's going to be the trend for 2018. I'm calling it right now. And then all we're going to do is we're going to frame the walls. We're not actually going to finish them on the inside. We're going to insulate it, we're going to put our vapor barrier, and we're going to put our wall framing so the customer can do whatever they want at a later date. Save a little bit of money, maybe let them do a little bit of DIY. I'm all for that. That's no big deal. Now, something I wanted to note, I always get these types of questions. These trusses, we do a standard 15.5-inch heel. So what that means is out here at the heel, this is 15.5 inches tall. And we do that to negate having to do knee braces. And then we can also get a 1/2-inch bolt, top and bottom, through our trusses and our post. And that makes it for a super strong connection. Even though there's never ever gonna be any doors on the end having a foundation wall like this, we still always opt for structural end trusses. And what I mean by that is you can see these trusses with the webbing horizontal. That is for us to screw our steel on the ends, but we still have all of our structural webbing interlaced, and those are done just like every other intermediate truss, but then they come through and they put some horizontal webbing for us. First thing we got to do on site is always get the building laid out exactly where we want it. So since this is the front with some garage doors, we're going to try to make this our constant. We made our 1.5-inch marks off the outside of the wall on both ends down here and down there, and now we're going to try to pull off of those points to determine if the concrete was done perfectly or if we have to adjust. So you're 36.9, Greg, and 60 foot 7 and 13/16. That's my diagonal measurement. I got it wrote down right there. Holding it 1 foot. So what that does is makes it a lot cleaner than holding the end of the tape measure. I mean, this is basically the most important part of every build. And whether we're doing it on a foundation wall or in the dirt, we're going to do the same thing. The only difference is we don't have to set up bat boards. So, good? Yeah. All right, let's do the other way. So we're going to swap. Zach, you're gonna hold it on 1 foot. Greg, go to that corner, and I'll hold it on 1 foot, and we'll do the exact opposite to that corner and double check it. So once your parallel lines, or I guess your 4 walls are all the right dimension, which we always, since this is a 36 by 48 building, we're gonna come in 1.5 inches on all dimensions. And what we do that for is because we're setting our brackets for our post, and our posts are going to be 1.5 inches in, so when we put our 2x material on the outside of the wall, it's going to create the finished dimension of 36 by 48. Uh-oh, phone call. Do I answer it? I don't know, I got to go into my pocket to figure that out. Why don't you just go ahead and get this measurement? So what I love about the foundation wall I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted by someone trying to call me, it's probably my wife, was that foundation wall. We show up, we lay this building out in a matter of minutes, and we're setting brackets, getting those drilled in while we're making up post, and we're framing within no time versus having to lay it out, dig holes, pour concrete, set brackets, come back after it's cured. I mean, a foundation wall is the perfect solution for something like this, a residential garage, something that, you know, is probably going to be here just as long as the house is here. The other thing he had here was some height issues, so he wanted to get the building up, but didn't want to have to bring a ton of dirt in. That allowed us to do a foundation wall and have, he's going to have a 6-inch curb on the inside. You got it, Greg? All right, let's double check it. We've got some X's on the corners, not really X's, but just some marks. We're going to run a nice chalk line right across the entire wall. That's going to be right where we're going to put our brackets. Nice. Good chalk line. I'm not gonna let it touch the ground, Greg. Always take care of your chalk line. It's so important. I mean, only if you give a crap about straight lines, right, Greg? This will define right where our brackets are gonna go. We'll do that around the whole perimeter. This is a really nice foundation wall. Whoever did the concrete, I did not contract them. The customer did. It was a buddy of his. The top of this wall is probably one of the best tops of a wall I've seen in a long time. So there we go. We got our marks. We got our jams marked. This is a jam bracket, so it's just got the one ear. We're just going to go around and we'll set all of our brackets right where they belong, and then we'll tap con them down with some 1/4 inch tap cons, and then it will get a 5/8 Titan HD Simpson bolt. I love those anchors. It's amazing what they can hold down in a good concrete wall. Okay, so we are going to head to a lunch, but what we've got done so far is we started making up our post. We've got the back wall made up, laid out. All of our wall girts are cut, ready to go up in the locations where they're going to belong. So this is some extra material that'll go in the interior. We'll come back after lunch. We'll put this wall together. We'll stand it up, get it out of our way, and then we'll make that end wall, this end wall. We'll leave the front, which has the headers, the doors, all that good stuff. We'll leave that for last. Then we'll start hanging trusses. Jesus, we might get a truss up today. Maybe. We'll see. Really what it all boils down to, I mean, the ability to put up a truss today will all rest on the shoulders of Greg, and whether or not he came to work, because we haven't worked really in 2 days. So weather's had us down, and whether or not he's feeling it or he's still in rest mode, you know? Time will tell. Just stood up our first wall section, and see what Greg's doing here. He's getting his holes drilled for his Simpson Titan HD, which are basically gonna look like so. That one's in. We'll go ahead and we'll fill these other holes in with some tap cons here, and then all we got to do, we're going to put our post out to that orange line that we snapped earlier. Put our 8-foot, put Stabila level up. You can see, once it's level, put some lags in it. We'll just do that, run right down this wall, hit all these lags in on these brackets, and then once we like everything, we'll come through and we'll drill our holes. But you can see, nice and level. I always get asked, what do you got on your skid loader here? This is a Cheyenne Tooling Teleboom 200, and I don't know exactly what the reach is if I were to measure it, but it does have an extension that'll pop out up here, and it's got this nice hook on it, so that's all hydraulic. We've done 18-foot tall buildings, I think 48-foot wide. That is our max height-wise, a 48-foot truss, 18-foot tall walls. Where we're at, side to side. header posts are always a pain in the butt. Where's my boards? Oh, here we go. Doing one? Yeah. Yeah, let's just flip it over. To be on the inside because that's when I stand it up, you know. Okay, I'll just kind of set up against that wall, Greg. This is our header. What we like to do typically is a double 2x12 on the inside. That's the inside, and that's where we're going to run our flat stock. Our door is going to turn up in this area on the inside, and then we'll run another 2x12 on the outside. There's actually going to be another 2x12 way up at the top where the springs are going to get mounted because this door is going to come up to the ceiling first. But we're going to go ahead. We'll finish this. I think my other GoPro died, so sorry, no time lapse on putting up this stuff over here, I don't think, but we're making progress. About the end of the day, so we gotta put our heads down and finish. Not a bad day. Pretty much a gorgeous March day. We got 3 walls done. We got this front wall started so we can truss out. We'll have to build this header up after we get a couple trusses in. So we should be able tomorrow, weather pending, get the trusses up, hopefully ready for a roof. My metal supplier is telling me that we'll see our steel tomorrow, which will be awesome. Then that'll hopefully get us to a point where by Friday, so day number 3, we get the roof on it. And then next week, it's all about just wrapping up the exterior, getting the insulator lined up for the insulation so we can get in on the inside. So these little ones are a lot of gratification in them.